Welcome back to the Chicago Tomahawk. I'm Mike, and I got my line mate Matt with me. And today, we're going to go over some Blackhawks news and some NHL news. There really isn't too much going on in the league right now. Football is starting back up, so it's pretty much all football right now. Camps are going to be starting back up in a couple weeks for NHL, and we can't wait. So, Matt, last week we did our first line, all-time Blackhawks, and we had so much fun with it. We're going to do line 2 today. So, Matt, why don't you give us your line 2 all-time Blackhawks, okay?
Sounds good. Well, first I'm going to start with the center. I'm going to go with JR. He was the last Blackhawk to get 50 goals, so I like him there. I got Kaner, and I got Savvy on the wings. I know Savvy is also a center, but I know I've seen him on the wing a lot too. I got Siebes and Chelly, 2 number 7s on the back end. And then I got Tonio between the pipes.
Cool, man. I got Bondra at left wing, Mikita at center, and Hossa at right wing. Got a lot of offense there, man, and some defense there, and some nastiness too. I got Keith and Chelly for defensemen, and I got Belfour behind in between the pipes.
So, okay, we did a little swap in between the pipes. And,
right.
Hey, that's the second week in a row we got 2 of the same defensemen. Chelly this week and Hammer week 1. Can you imagine if those 2 guys were together? Hammer and Chelly?
Chelly and Hammer?
If Hammer played in that era, I think we would have got over the hump.
Really?
I think so.
You know what, man? So here's the thing, though, is I've always kind of looked at Chelly as somewhat as a he was so good defensively, but he was good offensively as well. I don't know how to really describe him, man.
They don't make him like that anymore.
Yeah, they don't. He was the full package. I don't even know how to describe him. Just an all around.
Do you know what JR calls him?
Huh? He
calls him the Michael Jordan of hockey. With the work ethic, he is it's the same. I listened to an interview with JR, and he said the best teammate he's ever had was Chelly. The hardest working guy he's ever seen was Chelly. And he said the dude used to, go on the exercise bike before the games in the sauna. He'd pull it in the sauna. He was just a machine, and he said he used to, he'd be tough on you. He'd be tough on his teammates. He wanted to be like Jordan. He wanted the same goal. He wanted to win, and he kind of wanted to do it his way. And if you weren't doing it his way, he's going to let you know. But a lot of great players have said he's been their favorite teammate. I know, I think JR obviously, and Eddie Belfour said he was a great teammate. I think Savvy said, even Tony Amani. He's one of the best in Hawks history. As much as I can't stand him, I'm bitter about him leaving and going to the rival. But that was tough for a kid. You get a Chelly jersey with the captain, and he goes to the enemy, and it's like, oh, I hate this guy. Let's burn that jersey. But yeah, he is the total package, dude. One of the best defensemen ever.
I actually have a story to tell, not that I was there in person, just from what I've heard, but when he it was the end of his career and he was playing on the Wolves, he had just got on the team, and I think he made it for one practice and he played one game, and the boys were, they were going out for dinner and, for a few beers, and Chelly was, he went up to one of the guys, and he was like, "Hey, is it cool if I come?" And the guy was like, I was absolutely starstruck because it's like I'm talking to Chris Chelios, and he's asking me if he could come to the bar, go out to eat and then to the bar afterwards. And he's like, we were going to invite him, but at the same time, it's like, does this guy really want to hang out with us? Who are we? But he said that he came out. He has, he talked with everybody. He still sends them text messages from time to time, and, checks in with him to see, how he's doing. And he goes, dude, the guy it was something that they weren't expecting. And it really goes to show what kind of a person that he was, what kind of a teammate that he was, and that he was extremely humble. and that kind of stuff, man, it always rubs me the right way that a guy, I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, dude. Like, and he was a stud, and he easily could have been like, I'm not going out there with those freaking jamokes.
I'm going to go out myself in a private room type of thing. Yeah. No, like I said, like everybody has always said he's been like the ultimate teammate, and I even remember as a kid, my dad would, drop me off at the United Center. He'd kind of take a while to get in, and I'd go watch warm-ups. And do you know what he used to do? He used to dump all the pucks at the blue line and just fire them at Eddie's glove. And I'd watch and be like, wow, I mean, why aren't they all doing this? And I guess Belfour felt comfortable, with Chelly shooting at him. Like, he's like, I want it done this way. And Chelly obviously said, hey, all right, we're going to get you ready to go. And I always watch that stuff, and I'm like, oh, so what are the other guys doing? They're stretching around and skating back and forth, and they're like, all right. But that's just the captain he was, He's like, hey, we got it. Our goalie wants it this way, and he plays his best this way. This is the way we're going to do it,
I actually have a picture of him doing that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was. He had all the pucks there, like right about the blue line,
just fired them. Glove side.
It was during. What was that, man? That was during. They were playing the Flames, Calgary Flames. I got some pictures of Joe Nieuwendyk and Theo Fleury there. Theo Fleury was one of my favorite players, man.
Yeah, what a team! Hey, Theo had a Blackhawk run.
He did.
Yeah, he had a Blackhawk run. 2001, I think.
Yeah,
didn't go that great, but hey, he's a legend.
Yeah, he is, man. He is. He was. It's kind of funny, man. The Blackhawks were always my team, but some of my favorite players were on other teams. I don't know why. Like, say for instance, like number one, I absolutely hated the Red Wings, man. I hated them with a passion.
But dude,
Sergei Fedorov, man, was by far one of my favorite players, dude. He was just so freaking good.
Do you remember he scored 5 in one game? That was like a huge thing.
Yeah.
That was a big deal at the time. I remember that. I think Zhamnov did that too.
Really?
When he was with the Jets, yeah.
Like Fedorov, it didn't look like he was skating really hard, but he was skating really fast. And, like say you would see Bure, and it's like, man, this dude is fast.
0 to 60 in 1 second.
Yeah. Omani, it just looked like he was, he got the legs going.
That's because of the hair and the wind.
Yeah, like they were fast, man. Yeah. But Fedorov, dude, it seemed like he just had these really long, powerful strides, and he would just go in and out of people, man. Incredible. Obviously, one of my favorite players.
Who do you think would win in a race now? Prime Fedorov or McDavid prime? The thing is,
we should probably take that back. And now here's the thing: is Fedorov getting the nutrition and the facilities that McDavid gets? Because this dude, his nutrition is dialed in. He's
true, but
he doesn't drink very much. Like his body, like he's dedicated to playing the best that he can, playing hockey. Back in Fedorov's days, the guys weren't doing that. They were taking the off season off.
It was
drinking,
weight training.
Gaining weight.
Yeah, they were big.
Hitting weights. They weren't doing the calisthenics, the yoga type of stuff that these dudes are doing nowadays, so that they can, make themselves faster. If Fedorov was doing that stuff, Bure was doing that stuff, I would have to tilt the scale in their favor, man. Because even if they were playing in today's league, they would have no problem fitting in speed-wise.
Well, the thing is, I think McDavid with the puck would be faster than those guys.
Sure.
It's just incredible.
Maybe.
If you race Tony Amani without the puck, and I think if Connor had the puck, like puck handling while he's going full speed, he would still beat Amani. That's how extremely talented he is.
Yeah, he's fast, man. Amani was really fast with the puck, though, too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, Connor can go full speed with the puck. And he can stop, turn around, reload, go again. Like what he did to, was it the Rangers? He pretty much was toying with those guys. Oh,
yeah, dude.
He skated
Didn't he go into the zone and then come back out and then back in again?
And he changed, like, the flow of everything. And he's like, okay, these guys are coasting, and I'm turning it on. And he went right through everybody.
Matt, is that the time where he was kind of at the blue line and he noticed that they were kind of coasting, and then he just cut in really, really fast?
Yep.
And practically went through 3 guys?
He did that, yes, to the Rangers, and I believe he did it to the Maple Leafs, too.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he went through the whole team, the whole Ranger team.
Yeah.
McDavid went through Morgan Riley on the one play against the Leafs, and he just absolutely made him look so stupid. Like, he broke ankles.
That's something, dude, because Morgan Riley's really good.
He's a good defenseman. He's a good player. He's one of the best players on that team, and he just made him look like a call-up, like a kid from the AHL. Just, hey, kid, go out there. McDavid's facing you. That's what he looked like. But yeah. I think Fedorov, yeah, man, he was unbelievable to watch. It just sucked that he was on, our rivals' team.
Yeah.
It's hard to cheer for a guy like that. But in another sense, Stevie Y, as I got older and watched all of his footage, all of his I watched him play a series against Vancouver with one knee. Like, his one knee was just shot.
Yeah.
And he was still out there blocking shots, scoring goals, and he willed him to that cup, dude. They all jumped on him after that. They're like, dude, this is all you. Your heart won this cup. And that guy is one of my favorites.
Scotty Bowman told him one time, because I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Stevie Y was a very offensive-minded guy when he came into the league, but he was really bad defensively. And Bowman told him, he's like, you know what, yeah, sure, you could score 60, 70 goals a season in this league because you're really good, but you'll be a difference maker if you play both sides of the ice. And, dude, not only did he take that to heart, man, he became one of the best two-way players the game, while also putting up 50 to 60 goals a year.
It's unreal. He blocks shots, and skill guys they're not known for that. You're not going to see Patrick Kane dive in front of a slap shot from Chris Pronger. Al McGinnis.
Right.
He did it, and then he finished the series. I think that's the year they beat Gretzky and the Blues, and they went. The next round was Vancouver, and that was a tough series for him. He was getting knocked around, and they knew it. They knew he was hurt, and they were exposing him. But he was still just going out there, and you could see him on the bench, like his eyes were squinted, like in pain, like he's fighting it off. And I just remember Bill Clement and Gary Thorne are like, God, this guy's a stud. This guy's a beauty. And I was happy for him when they won, dude. That team was stacked. Like, they had Channy, Fedorov, all those guys. But still, when your captain's doing that, everybody's going to follow the leader. And that's why he's one of my favorite players, too.
They had 5 captains on that team.
Yeah, very easily. But the main one was Stevie Y. And
yeah, man, he was the leader of the leaders.
Very hated guy in Chicago, probably. Not because he's, it's just because he's so damn good. I think he was the kind of I would put him in the kind of the same realm as Sakic, man, as being kind of though that he's on that bad team that we hate, he's a Clutch, Captain Clutch. That guy
he's just a well-rounded guy.
I think they're a little different, but they're a lot of similarities. They both wore 19, both captains, both played on the same team their whole career, same franchise, whatever, and I just think Stevie Y had more grit in him. He would do the little things. Sakic did them too, but you don't see him, jumping in front of shots and stuff. He just came up big all the time, Sakic.
He did.
When they needed a goal, it was Sakic or Forsberg, no matter what. And he was a very good captain. And you know what? You see a lot of Taves in both of them. Both another 19. Canadian boys and just natural leaders. It's crazy.
Yeah, Taves doesn't have the numbers of those two, but I would definitely put him in the same conversation as
leadership,
that he had, man. It's so. I remember when we won that first cup, I was like, man, I cannot believe we have this leadership group that we have. I can't believe, the guys that we have on this team. There's somebody made a comment on, I think it was on Instagram this week, that they said that there was a 2-year period where Toews was the best player in the league, quietly the best player in the league, because of game-winning goals that he had, the leadership, and essentially leading his team to multiple championships before Crosby did. Because, Toews had more hardware than Crosby did, say before Crosby won that second cup. Crosby was winning, he'd win the Hart Trophy, but he was going home early. And Toews was winning the hardware that everybody wants.
Did Crosby ever win a Selke? I think he really turned his game around defensively too.
He did big time. I would probably say maybe halfway through his career,
maybe a couple
he
nominations.
Became more of a playing that side of the ice a lot tougher. Because do you remember when the Blackhawks? I think it was back in 2015. The Blackhawks were playing the Penguins in that outdoor game, that Snow Bowl, and do you remember that, Matt?
Yeah, was that at Soldier Field?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's when the Hawks dominated them.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, 5-1.
I think Toews had a hat trick, completely shut down Crosby, and the Hawks won that game. If the Blackhawks, a lot of people were like, man, it would have been crazy if the Blackhawks could have played the Penguins in the.
Oh, I'd love to see that
in the finals. And I was like, dude, I think that the Penguins would have gotten completely dominated in the. In the finals.
It almost happened a couple times. You'd look back in 2009, we played the Red Wings. They shut us down, and the team waiting was Pittsburgh. They were in the final, and then there was a couple years after, I think the 2010, the Flyers. I want to say they were just like the miracle team. They came back from a 3-0. They were losing 3-0 to, I believe, Boston. They won, and then Pittsburgh they lost to, or they beat Pittsburgh, and it just never happened. But oh god, can you imagine the start? The NHL was really rooting for that one with my god, viewership and Crosby, Toews, Malkin, Kane,
Malkin,
Keith Letang, Fleury, Crawford, stuff like that. Oh man, that would have Hossa. You got Hossa over there. They had so many stars to play for both teams, and God, that would have been such a cool final.
Before we go any further, I got to let you guys know, if I can't believe it, but can you believe we've had 7 months without an NFL game? Crazy, right? Well, good thing that it's over. NFL is here on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, is giving you a can't-miss offer for Week 1. This week, new customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. DraftKings is hooking everyone up with a game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you got. Now, you have to download and use code ShyTomahawk to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code ShyTomahawk only on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem available. For problem gambling, call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. See dkng.co/football for eligibility terms, responsible gaming resources. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Now, the biocamp with Bedard and Connor McDavid. I wanted to talk about that, man. Bedard is, getting compared to McDavid, and I don't think that it's fair. It's not fair because McDavid is a 27-year-old man dominating the NHL right now, and Bedard is, just turned 18 a few weeks ago and hasn't even played a year in the NHL yet. Yeah, I think that we're really excited to get him going, to see how he does, but I don't think it's fair to make that comparison yet. I saw some footage of Draisaitl trying to hook up Bedard for a couple shots. It was pretty cool. But from what I heard, they said that Bedard was fit right in out there with the NHL guys. Did you catch any of the Biosteel camp or any of the highlights?
Yeah, I did see. I actually saw a lot of Bedard talking very highly of McDavid, saying like this guy's been really cool and giving me some pointers and telling me to enjoy everything and you're gonna be awesome in this league and just really encouraging, and it's almost not like a passing of the torch type of thing, but like, hey kid, I know you're gunning for me type of thing. And kind of like how Gretzky and Gordie Howe kind of had a relationship, like really good player. But like right now it's like, hey, I'm still the man, but I'm aware you're in my rear view window type of thing. And I did see some keep away from Bedard on some of these guys. Like the guy was just dancing out there, the kid.
Was he?
Just dancing around, guys, turning around. I don't like this way. I'm going to turn around, go this way. Just nice passes, and the kid's shot, it's going to be elite, dude. He's got an elite shot. And, dude, if I still think this kid could easily put 30 in this year, no problem with that shot.
I'm calling at least a point per game. I think at a minimum 82 points. Yeah. I think that he's going to be making the other guys better. Maybe Taylor Radish scores 30 this year.
I think Taylor Hall's going to have a monster year.
Yeah, I think he is too, because Bedard seems to. I think that Bedard, a lot of guys try to fit into the game. Bedard is one of those guys that looks to make the game his, where, like you mentioned, he's going in somewhere and he doesn't like the way things look. He's going to turn back around and change things up. That's going to throw a lot of guys off, because it's like, hey, we just came in off of the rush. I'm supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be, guarding this guy. Now he's going to the other side, onto the weaker side, or what have you.
Yeah, you can change. You could. Yeah, it's called like regrouping. You can, you turn around and you could change like the flow of everything, and you can like change the lanes up a little bit. And there's only a couple guys in the league that can read it. Like obviously McDavid can. Like we talked about with the Rangers, he
just changes things, man.
Yeah,
McDavid.
And I think Bedard has that quality too. He's got that good puck possession game, and having that elite shot's huge too. But do you remember in the World Juniors, he had that goal where he pretty much went through the whole team too and just made the goalie look silly. But that was another type of thing, like, hey, I don't like this way. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to use my speed, my eyes, and my skating ability, and that's what he did. And I think we're going to see a lot of that this year, and a lot of people are going to be doing backflips off their chairs at the United Center.
Is that the one where he shot the puck? I think it went off of a pad, went back to someone else on Canada. They passed it right back to him, and then he circled around kind of a little bit, and then just kind of dashed in on the backhand. Yep, made the goalie look silly. Yeah, I think it was the medal game too. And it's like, oh my gosh, that kid is so good. I mean, he's so young too. The kid had a fishbowl on. Everybody else had the visor. He's got the full fishbowl cage on, and so it's going to be exciting. And Taylor Hall said some stuff this week too about he wants to like kind of show him to enjoy this time, like as a young kid coming in the league. Taylor Hall said he put a lot of pressure on himself, and he looks back and he's like, I didn't have fun doing it, and he's gonna, I guess, try to get Connor to, hey, take this in, kid, have fun with it. You're in the pros now, and we know you're good, but don't forget to have fun in the end. And that's what Taylor Hall was saying. How can you have fun in Edmonton anyway? The poor kid was, he was a high draft pick, and they just they never could get the team together. It took how many first round picks to get it going? I think McDavid, Nugent Hopkins, Yakupov. They had Hall.
I would have kept Taylor Hall, dude. Honestly, Taylor Hall with freaking McDavid, come on.
I think he left right before McDavid came, didn't he?
I think he was with McDavid one season, and maybe they moved him to Jersey. And then, dude, he had a monster year after that.
Yeah, 40 goals, after. I think.
He had an MVP season, a Hart Trophy winner.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can get back to that with Connor Bedard, I think that would be awesome because Taylor Hall's got a lot of skill. I don't think he's ever been on a line with a guy like Bedard though. So he could be a real sleeper, dude.
Yeah, he can. A lot of people are calling the Hawks to be trash this year. I think they're going to be middle of the road, man. I don't think that they're going to be, contending, but they're not going to be like, look at them last year. They were designed to lose and they were still the third worst team, They were designed to be the worst team in the league, and they were still able to be the third worst.
You never know, dude. You never know.
Yeah.
St. Louis could have a really crappy year. Saros could go down in the Central.
Then they're done.
Dallas is going to be good, obviously. The Avs are going to be good. The Jets, they're not that special anymore, man. And if they move Hellebuck, I think that third spot in the Central is up for grabs. I think it's Dallas right now. Dallas and Colorado's division to take, And you never know. Connor can put this team on his back, and a couple guys can get hot. A goalie who's ever in net this year, he can be a stud. And the rebuild could be like, oh shit, the rebuild's over. It's like we're here now. So you just never know.
Man, it's crazy. Bedard also mentioned that he was, he's been working hard this offseason, trying to get his body ready. And you know what, man, that's exactly what you want to hear, because I would probably say one of the toughest things that he's going to face this year is the schedule, is that 82 game grind of your first NHL season. I think is going to be a grind for him. And the fact that he's getting his body ready and not essentially, you can always work on skills, but he has a lot of those skills. I think that the grind of the NHL season is going to be tough on him this year. That first one, at least, maybe even the first 2 years, man, of that 82 game season is going to be hard on him. Him getting used to it. So, really excited. Can't wait to see what else he's got for us. But it's going to be a really good season. I would say probably we just have something to be excited for.
Oh yeah, he's pretty much the main reason why a lot of those fans that maybe said, hey, I'm not going to watch until this rebuild's over, and they're going to come back, they're going to be more into the Hawks. And
sure.
I'm excited for a lot of Kevin Korchinski. I hope he makes the team. Full year. Lucas Reichel would be fun because, he showed some elite stuff last year, I thought. And I'm curious to see who's going to be between the pipes. Is it going to be Sloterblom, or is it going to be, are we going to stick with our, two older guys? But there's a lot of questions that I'm waiting to get answered. But Connor is the number one reason. Yes.
So moving on to NHL news, something I wanted to talk about. Matt, he brought up a really interesting something. What did you find this on social media?
Yeah, I found this on Twitter, and it was. The question was, who's the best player to never win the Hart Trophy? Nicholas Lindstrom, Mike Bossy, Marcel Dion, Steve Yzerman, Marty Brodeur, Ray Bourque, Jerome McGinley, and Pavel Bure.
Wow.
And I think I picked Stevie Y. Just because, he, like we talked about, the guy was the ultimate leader. Got a lot of cups. Not sure if he got a Richard trophy. I can guarantee you he was up for some Selke trophies and later in his career because, like you said, he really was way better two-way and later in his career. And I just love the guy, man. I think I'm not sure if he was ever nominated for a Hart Trophy, but it's just crazy. This whole list is crazy. That now, like even Marty Brodeur, the dude used to play 75 games out of 82 a year. And you're telling me he can't win one Hart, having like 40-something wins? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's hard for a goalie to win a Hart. And I know it's really hard for a defenseman to win a Hart unless, they're like top 3 in points, But like for Nicholas Lindstrom, the guy was just winning Norris trophies every year. I mean, they should change the name to the Lindstrom Trophy. That's how good he was.
Yeah.
And, Pavel Bure was another stud. Surprised he didn't get one. And I think, what did you say, Jerome McGinley was your pick?
Yeah, I mean, considering what he meant to Calgary, if there was no Jerome McGinley, I mean, Calgary wouldn't be who they were during that time.
Yeah, we had some good battles with him. Was that like 2009? Didn't we face them in the first round? Oh no, it was 2010, right?
Oh, I don't remember.
No, yeah, shoot, it was 2009. It was our first year back in the playoffs since 2001. I think we faced the Flames first round, and I just remember all the freaking the Pierre Maguires. Oh, we're picking Calgary in 5. These Hawks are so inexperienced. Blah blah blah. And the Hawks beat him in 6. Okay, and Jerome McGinley was, he was kind of, I don't know. I hate to say it, but dude, in the interviews and kind of in the game, he kind of acted like a bitch a lot. Because Mike Keenan was the coach, and he'd be like, "Oh, well, Bolin ran into Kippersoff, blah blah blah," and then Havlat scored an easy goal. Remember, Havlat scored that first minute in the overtime goal. That third line that we had.
Yeah,
it was Havlat, Ladd, Bolin. Those guys that was the MVP line of the year. It was just so good. And I just remember again, just playing like, I don't know, man. He played different. I just did not like him. I just could not stand him. And you know who another guy I couldn't stand? Mike Camilleri. Remember him?
Oh wow,
that little 5'8" bastard elf looking, throwing cheap shots, throwing elbows, and then I just remember Chris Versteeg buried a beautiful goal right over the shoulder of Kippersoff. He does the Hollywood Hogan pose where he's flexing, and what's his name? Mike Camilleri's right there. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I love that.
Yeah, man. Steve Yzerman, if he went down, man, he had like 5 other guys who could step up.
Yeah.
Jerome McGinley, he didn't have that.
Yeah, he had what? Ludwig or Conroy? He had Alex Tangay. Remember, that's another guy I haven't heard in a while. Alex Tangay, another Avs reject.
Yeah, I'd have to go with Gilna on that one, man. Even though I love Stevie Y.
Yeah, it sucks for Ray Bourque and Lindstrom and even Marty Brodeur. They don't give hearts to goalies or defensemen that much. So, and Mike Bossy, dude, he was a freaking 50 goal scorer almost every season he played. The guy was a machine.
Yeah, he was. So, Matt, we've got 2 lineups here from the NHL Network. Which lineup are you taking, Team USA or Team Canada? For Team Canada, we have Mitch Marner at left wing, Connor McDavid at center, Nathan McKinnon at right wing, Devin Taves, D, Cale Makar, D, and Darcy Kemper as the goalie.
Yikes.
That's Team USA. Team Canada. For Team USA, we've got Jason Robertson at left wing, Austin Matthews at center, Matthew Tkachuk at right wing, Quinn Hughes at D, Charlie McAvoy at D, and Connor Hellebuck between the pipes. Which team do you have on that line? Wow.
Dude, I got Team USA, and here's why. The goaltending. Connor Hellebuck and Team USA, or actually USA, produces better goaltending than Canada. It's been like this. I guess the tide changed maybe when Brodeur retired, I want to say. And I just think USA, like, quick. You see some really good American goalies coming up. Gibson. I think Jake Ottinger's even an American goalie. And for the forwards, you got to look at it like, okay, Jason Robertson versus Mitch Marner. Robertson's going to get 40. How many goals is Marner going to score? Maybe 30?
I don't know.
30? Matthews is going to get 50,
he could probably
60.
do 40.
McDavid's a playmaker, but I think on that line, McDavid is the shooter.
Yeah.
And Nathan McKinnon, he could score goals, but he's not going to put up numbers like McDavid. And then you got Matthew Tkachuk.
He's good for about 106, 110.
Yeah, but he's not going to score like Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews is the best scorer in the league. He's gonna get 60, 50 easy. So I just look at the numbers right here. Those guys, you got almost 3 playmakers on that line. You don't have a sniper. And
that's true.
And then you got Matthew Tkachuk, who could do everything.
Yeah,
like that guy will get in your face. He'll score. He'll pass, and he'll put up 40 goals if he wants to.
And he'll look to line somebody up, too.
I just think if you look at this now, the potential, Robertson is a 40-goal guy. Tkachuk, I think, is a 40-goal guy. That's 80 goals right there.
He's a 50-goal guy.
Yeah, he could be. And then you got Austin Matthews. He could put 60 in alone. These guys over here, I'm sorry, man. I just don't see the goals coming. I see the assists, no problem. Yeah, but who's going to shoot? On that, is it going to be McKinnon or McDavid? Mitch ain't going to shoot.
Yeah.
As for the D, obviously.
No, you're right. 40 goals for Tkachuk. You're right.
Yeah,
40 goals.
Cale Makar,
I thought he had 50 last year.
Cale Makar is the best defenseman probably in the world right now. Probably all around him and Victor Hedman.
Is the tide turning in that, man? Because I've looked at Hedman as the best defenseman in the league for quite a while. Do you think the tide is turning to Cale Makar?
Oh yeah, I love Victor Hedman. I just don't like the people that are saying Adam Fox is better than both of them, because he's not. No. He just hasn't done it yet. And I think the Americans' defense is evenly matched, maybe a little leaning over to Canada because of Cale Makar.
Yeah.
Quinn Hughes ain't bad. He's a good player.
He's gotten better defensively as the years have gone on, too, because he was primarily an offensive defenseman, but his defensive play has gotten way better over, I would probably say, the past 2 years.
Charlie McAvoy, he's a good defenseman for Boston. They had a really good year last year. He was a big part of it. But as for the goaltending, this is like asking if I want a pro or a beer leaguer. Connor Hellebuck, yeah, I'll take him 10 times out of 10 if you ask me. I am not going to take a Darcy Kemper. Darcy Kemper struck gold by being on one of the best, most focused Stanley Cup winning teams with the Avalanche. McKinnon was so focused to win that cup after that interview. that guy was not losing. You could have threw me in net and I'm winning you the cup too. I can't believe that's their best goaltending guy, their starting goalie. I can't believe.
But you know what, man? You might have just answered the debate here, because Nathan McKinnon, out of everybody here, Nathan McKinnon and Matthew Tkachuk have that I am going to win mentality, that attitude, the X factor. Who is bigger though? McKinnon has won a cup, and Tkachuk came close last year, but he had a really big injury and he couldn't finish out that series.
Dude, it's crazy. And then, here's another thing. We don't know the rest of the lineups. There's a Brady Tkachuk for Team USA, and even the goaltending for USA. Do we got Jake Ottinger? If it's not working out with Hellebuck, there's Jake Ottinger in that. I mean, there's even Jonathan Quick. He's older, but he's still pretty good.
Yeah,
it's just nuts, dude. And then to top it off, you don't even have Patrick Kane on that lineup. There was a lineup of Team USA. Kaner wasn't even on there. You had Dylan Larkin. You had Alex DeBrincat. I just think USA, man, Canada produces great players, but Team USA is right there, dude. The Americans are producing a lot of good players.
This is the closest it's been in a really long time, man, between the USA and Canada.
2010, it was
in 2010, man. Canada could have fielded 3 teams.
It was one goal that determined the gold. It was the golden goal for Sid, and Ryan Miller was great. I think he was the best goalie in the league.
Yeah, he was.
I think Luongo took the net from Brodeur, but with Jonathan Quick, we had Tim Thomas, we had so many good American. We're producing really good goalies. I still think the Russians are producing the best. Obviously, you got Vasilevsky, Sorokin, and Shesterkin, and your whatever offs, Prima from Herb Brooks, whoever the heck we're playing with an OF after their name. But the Russians still have the best goaltending prospects, but I think the Americans are right there at number 2. Canada probably has the worst. There's some better Swedes than Canada.
Yeah,
it's just.
I was going to say the Europeans are putting out some pretty good goaltenders.
It's sad,
as well.
Dude. You don't see a dominant Canadian goalie anymore. It's crazy, because back in the day, what was it? Cujo, Belfour, Potvin, Waugh, Brodeur. You could keep going. Grant Fuhr. It just never stopped. Yeah. And then we had Mike Richter, John Van Beesbrook, and that was it. No, but it's flipped, man. It's crazy, because I'm obsessed with goaltending history, and it was just Mike Richter, dude. Every World Cup game, every Olympic game, it was Mike Richter until he retired, and then it was like, oh my God, who do we have in net for us? You know, there was nobody.
Right. Well, everybody, let us know what you think between these two teams. I'm curious what people think, man. Thank you for listening. Remember, use our code ShyTomahawk at DraftKings, and use our code ShyTomahawk at Liquid IV because you got to stay hydrated. This is the Tomahawk, and we'll catch you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody. This is the Tomahawk. We're out of here.